Hello Aries, and welcome to your monthly forecast. My name is Nicholas Ashbaugh. We're going to take a look at the month of October, and as always you can use this forecast for Sun, Rising, Moon, or Venus, and you can watch it either during the month or in advance of the month. It's a resource whenever you need it. And I begin all of my forecasts, as you know, with channeled messages. These come through dreams and meditation, and this morning as I was analyzing everything, I saw three main areas of opportunity. The first is the ability to lean in your communication skills and think on your feet and basically overcome any obstacle. The second is to trust in your intuition and basically work your magic and also see through any illusions that might be coming across your path. So let's talk about the first one. It was a lot of fun in dreams. Sometimes you have a dream and you wake up and you think, I want to go back into that one. This is one of those. So I was presented with magical shoes, what you would basically ascribe to the god Hermes or Mercury, the messenger of the gods. He had winged feet. Mine were not winged, they were like technology of some sort, but they allowed me to fly. So the same sort of power or skill that Mercury has. There were a few components to it, including something that felt like it was like a remote or a power switch, and someone tried to steal that and basically caused a temporary delay. Thankfully, I was still able to use the shoes. I located that remote, and I was able to also push that energy of distraction to the side because there was also this ability to like teleport or send things somewhere else. So this is a chance for reclamation of power, for thinking on your feet. I was working with someone else that was there helping me out and basically buying time for me while I sorted this out. Everything sort of landed exactly where it needed to, even with the delays here. So one thing that I was looking at here is that during the recording of this, Mercury is retrograde. By the time this is effective, Mercury should be direct. So some of you may have experienced one or two hiccups. Maybe even someone created some sort of like it could be verbal. They could say no, they could have questions. There could be that kind of a delay because we're looking at the god of communication. No matter what it is, know this. You will either be able to see or create or somehow negotiate a workaround by the time October swings around. So basically you could think of this like a cat that's able to land on their feet. You're going to be all right. The next major dream component that came through was a magician. And it's interesting because after this came an illusionist. These are not the same things. The magician, as you can see illustrated here, is a channel, a conduit from source to this planet, as above, so below. And basically they're using true esoteric or mystical knowledge in everyday practice. Basically, you're able to, it's like practical magic, if you will. And we use the word magic just to describe things that we don't understand. And your big opportunity this month is to bring something from science, technology, because I was seeing a lot of this in my dreams. Something where you're engineering or coming up with a new sort of inspiration based on your intuition, and you can then explain how and why this is going to work to someone else. It seems like magic until it happens. If we picked up our cell phone and brought it back, 2,000 years to times before, modern reckoning and showed it to someone like in ancient Rome, they would look at this and think, what is going on here? How does this work? It's magic. It's not. It's technology that's being developed. That's all. So that's basically what I'm seeing. Something new, something that seems maybe confounding to others, but you have a chance now to make a splash and do something with that. Take an idea, and if we go back to the previous slide, run with it, right? You want to use this time and energy and your communication skills to bring some action. There may be one or two people that say no initially, but you're still going to find your momentum. You're still going to plug into the right outlet and everything is going to work. So trust your instincts, focus, work your magic. The next piece is about the illusionist. So I saw someone else who tried to pretend that they were the magician, but it was smoke and mirrors or sleight of hand. It was the illusion of magic. So this is your chance to basically clarify and differentiate yourself between what someone else might be trying to do and then what might be really grounded in facts and information, what you have. So this is also just a general heads up from the universe that if something looks too good to be true, or if someone is seeming just a little bit, fishy, you want to ask questions. That's always one of your best lines of defense when this happens. I saw that this was also connected to technology. So When you are receiving an email, make sure you are getting it from the actual source and it's not a phishing email. If you're looking up an application to put on your phone, make sure it's the authentic one, not something else. If someone tries to get you to do something or sign a contract or agree to something and it doesn't feel authentic or connected to something that's official, pause on that and ask, say, are you sure? Or I need to do some homework, and really make sure that you're engaged with the right person, because they're almost betting on the fact that you'll just say yes without thinking. So I'm encouraging you to say, not yet. I need to learn some more information on this, okay? And that's really all you have to do to be able to overcome that. That and use your instincts, because the magician can see through an illusion. Because the magician is authentic. It's all about authenticity, and if you don't get that vibe from someone or something this month, it's time to look elsewhere. All right, we're going to take a look at the Celtic Cross, so let me go to the overhead camera, and let's give the cards a shuffle. All right, welcome everybody. It's good to see you. Again, you can use this for Sun, Rising, Moon, and Venus. Welcome. Okay, we got a volunteer. I'm still gonna shuffle things though. Few double messages that are coming through, which is always exciting. Shaman, of course, is the magician, so a nice synchronicity there. All right, and we have a speed-based card there as your destiny card. So all of this is looking great. Let's begin first and foremost with your catalyst. And in the catalyst position, we have the ring and the father. So the father was the one that came out as the initial card. This is the one that I pulled. Let's talk about both. So for some of you, you're being asked to make a basically promise or sign a contract or agree to something. The ring to me is basically just like getting married. It's contractual. This is also cyclical too. There could be something coming full circle, and this is your chance to finally get the recognition that you need or deserve. Make sure that whatever it is that's being promised can be delivered. Likewise, make sure that if you make a promise, you're ready to deliver as well. You only want to sign on the dotted line, whether it's marriage contract, business contract, or any agreement, if you can do it and if you want to do it. So we're asking for that gut check and that authenticity to come through. And it should be on both sides, okay? Beautiful card, auspicious. The first one that popped out of the deck was the father energy here, very much connected to Emperor. Also a really nice card for just grounding yourself. I love the tree on this one. And it's basically showing you that anything you put into motion right now has the ability to take root, to take shape, to take form. It's important for you to stand behind that, to also own it and manage it, whatever it is. If it's something that you're promising, something that you're developing, or something that you're delivering. So basically, are you ready to mind, body, and spirit own and stand behind what you have to offer? And are you ready to fulfill the promise? Some of you might be getting married. Some of you might also just be starting something new and something big in your life. Earlier on, I talked a little bit about reclamation of power. This card is definitely connected to that. Some of you might simply be saying no, pushing back on expectations, or doing something maybe that your parents, your boss, or an authority figure in your life doesn't understand or want you to do. But this is your moment to stand tall, to stand strong, and to be authentic. As we just take a quick look at the Celtic Cross itself, I really like the sort of central journey here, and we can see it here, present, future, outcome. It's knowledge, love, and power are coming through all upright for you in the Hermit, in the Ace of Cups, and in the Emperor, the green man here. So this is going to be a good month. That's all I needed to look at. There's a little bit of stuff that you have to overcome, but we have love, and we have this ability to move through things with support. So I feel like this is going to be an okay experience for you. Let's begin with the center card, which I just alluded to. And in this deck, the Hermit is identified as the hooded man, which carries about it basically this air of mystery, of magic, and also of knowledge. You can basically think of this as a very advanced version of the Magician. In many decks, this is kind of portrayed as a wizard, if you will. So time, age, experience, all of that is coming together for you right now. This is a period during which you can soak up a lot of information. So if you wanted to basically lean into training, to go back to school, to be a mentee and learn from a mentor, this is a time to do all of that. You could also teach, because I saw that as a component, even when I was looking at the dreams of the true magician being in front of an audience. So this is a chance for you to impart knowledge and to learn more if you want to. There does come a point where the magician has to step out and become the star, step into the spotlight. So the question for you is, how much more do you need to learn or experience from any given person, place, or thing before you're ready to advance? You and you alone can basically figure that out, but we could assume that by the end of this month you'll be ready because we see that green man here, which is basically showing things starting to move. Okay, and that was in the outcome. Crossing the Hermit, we have the Queen of Cups. I love this for you because it's basically connecting you to passion. We can see here that the totem on this card is a salmon. Salmon go upstream to basically to mate and reproduce. So there may be a little bit of a push, like I said, for you, where you have to go contrary to expectations. You have to push just a little bit to be seen or heard, but it will be a fruitful venture as long as you're following your passion, your instincts, and your intuition. Some of you are sitting right on top of a great idea, and if we look at the traditional card, we can see a cherub-like baby right underneath it. And I say cherub-like because these three cherubs actually have fins on them as well, so connecting to the water element, and we can see a little fish as well being held by that. The fact that she's sitting right on top of that energy means that there could be an idea that's still percolating a little bit in here and here. So you're thinking it through, you're feeling it through, and this is representation of something that you're ready to deliver to the world, but it might be kind of stop-gated by the heart space. So this is a chance to open the heart and go for it, even if it is, again, a little bit counter to what's expected. And the fact that we're seeing so many fish and so many babies here shows me that if you want to convey, communicate, deliver, or begin something right now, it's definitely fruitful. It's the right time. If you're trying to get pregnant, this is also a really good symbol, okay? Especially if you've had some challenges in the past. Speaking of challenges in the past, we have the Three of Arrows here, or the Three of Swords. If this is going to appear, of course, I'd like to see it in the past because it shows that hopefully by the time you're watching this, you're already starting to heal. I like to remind folks that the universe happens for you, not to you. Everything that we call in, from a person to an experience to also just a feeling, it's there to teach and lift you up. So when something comes through that makes you uncomfortable or angry or sad, a lot of times it's an agitator to get you out of something that no longer serves your highest good. The Three of Swords is a lot better than the Tower. So sometimes a simple no or rejection is going to save you from a future tower. And you can look at the Three of Swords with a slight bit of gratitude and saying, I'd rather have the Band-Aid torn off now and feel that sense of, shock or pain than have to wait for something bigger or more intense down the road. And typically that's what it is. It's just, why not learn now that that isn't the person, that isn't the job, that isn't the school, this isn't the path. And you're getting a chance now to take care of yourself. The next natural card in progression would be the Four of Swords. And the Four of Swords is saying, right here and right now as you're watching this, if you haven't already done so, take some time off. Take some time to reflect upon everything that you've been through so far. The reason that resting is so important is you get new inspiration from that. So the 3 swords that we saw so sort of passionately displayed here are now at rest. You have put something to rest. And as a sort of like bonus, you now have something new to go out into the world and explore. You get an idea, you get inspired by resting, by taking some time off, by reflecting. So that's the way to heal. That's the way to move your way up the progression of the sword suit and get into a place where you can let go. All right, moving on to recent past. This is where you're connecting with your intuition. We have the seer card, and you have a couple of those. So we have the shaman, I would connect that with the magician, and we have the seer. When you have 2 of the most psychic cards that could come through in a deck, I'm going to say that this month is going to be really, really good for manifestation. So the seer has to trust what she's connecting to. And she is upright. So again, the seer will be the high priestess. High priestess energy can come through in meditation, in dreams, and in everyday life while you're walking the dog. You can just get a thought or an idea. And rather than just sitting on it, there is an encouragement now to take it and move it into the world. So this is more passive. She's waiting for that to come out and say, feed me. But the seer is going to see the seed of hope or opportunity and say, let me feed that now. So you have a chance right now to take something, birth it, move it, and invest in it if you want to. The high priestess also is representing your connection to source and your ability to go deeper in your intuitive path. And as we take a look at the cards here, the fact that we have the high priestess, the hermit, and then off to the side we have a magician card shows me that not only can you manifest this month, but you can also progress down a spiritual path as well. So now is the time to do it. If not now, then when? Let's move to your crowning cards. You have 2. You have a great one here as you're presenting energy. It is none other than the world, and the world represents expansion, development, delivery. It's all the stuff that we've been looking for. It's basically you graduating and getting what you want to get done. But underneath it is a card that's saying, where do you want to go next? Is this where you want to be right now? So some of you are having this sort of mixed feeling that I think is actually pretty normal when you come to the close of anything and you think to yourself, is this all there is, or what's next, or should I stay or should I go? So I think what you could start to do earlier before you hit that final moment of everything expanding is start to plan. And the seer is perfect for that. She can tune in and she can also see what's coming ahead and decide, I'm here, I'm headed here. Is this where I want to be? Before she gets to the finish line. So much more powerful to do it midway because you can course correct if you want to. This can also mean an unexpected blessing. This is you not seeing it coming. It's one of the blindfolded cards. It can also represent disbelief. It's reversed a little bit. It's not going to come as a complete surprise, but it's going to come out of left or right field. And then we have the world tree. Some of you have waited many years for this. Some of you, it might just be the culmination of a full year. No matter how you look at it, the world tree is good. Basically, the world is good. What it represents is expansion in the highest forms. It can represent being able to reach an audience far beyond what you imagined if you're an entertainer, a business, or someone that's trying to make an impact. And it also represents travel. So this is a great time for all of those things, for marketing, for traveling, for finishing something, and again, surprising yourself and surprising others. This particular Two of Swords has the ability here to also think, is it right for me? We see injustice. Only you can decide what's right. And at the end of your life, it's not about money. It's about the heart. How does the heart feel? Did it give you a sense of fulfillment? Is it what you wanted? It's not about what mom and dad wants. It's about what you want. It's a promise that you can keep and that you want to keep. Okay. Ultimately, though, I have to say this is such a positive card to be coming through in the crowning position. If you keep your head in a good space, you can expand. So you have a choice to limit or to expand. Always choose expansion. In the near future, speaking of expansion, we have new love or new opportunity. Ace of Cups can be a little bit of both, actually. If you've been looking for love for a while, I have great news for you, because we have the Queen of Cups at the center. We have the Ace of Cups in the near future. And in the environment, we have the Lovers. Literally, this is love, folks. I don't read it unless I see it. Those of you that have watched me, since I've been doing this since 2015, you know that I only focus on it when it comes through. Well, it's coming through, so I can't ignore it. We have to look at it. For some of you, this could be either a water sign or an earth sign. Either way, what I like about this is it feels like it's reciprocated on both sides. Also, it feels like things could start to happen quickly. A lynx moves pretty fast. So the most important thing for you is, do I feel it? Only make a promise you can keep in anything in life, in work, business, love, and other promises, as I said earlier, has to feel right for you. If you're single and happy, retired or widowed, or a widower, this is a chance to focus on creativity and also just connecting with a larger group, because this can represent finding your sort of chosen family, if you will. This can also be a teamwork card here. We have the Four of Wands. I didn't even see that. This is so good for love, folks. Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups, Lovers, Four of Wands. Yes, please. That's great. Whether or not you're looking for love, this is just showing that there's some good people coming across your path right now. So please be open to that. Please look around. Please kind of come out of the hermit shell here for those of you that are hermiting, because very rarely do I see that. We'll focus a lot more on that when I take a look at love. But already I can see that this is a great month for relationships. It's a great month to heal your own heart, your own disappointment. It's a great time to connect with your intuition and to basically make some really cool stuff happen. You probably are surprising yourself a little bit this month. And you know what? You earned it. Good for you. I'm happy for you. You're coming through with a really valuable card here, the Page of Pentacles. We have a lynx, a fast cat, a good hunter, someone that can land on their feet. I mentioned earlier that you're going to land on your feet. As long as you listen to your instincts and your senses and your common sense as well. And this is also about showing the facts, the figures, and the money, making sure that it's there before you engage in something. So in partnerships, business partnerships in particular, make sure that you're looking at facts and figures. In relationships, don't be afraid to talk about money and what's important to you in the future, plans. What are your plans and dreams? Because a true partner is going to be able to see that, celebrate that, and say, yeah, I'm on board. We have a common interest here. Speaking of which, the Forest Lovers, aka the Lovers, this is such a great card to come through. So in the environment, there's someone who is taking an interest in what you have to offer. Someone in the past couldn't see it. Someone in the present and the future can. So focus on the receptive energies. We'll talk more about this when I get into love, but this person could be coming from afar because we do have the World card here in the crowning position, or you might need to look beyond what you normally would for a relationship, for a job, or for an opportunity. Speaking of that, let's take a look here at hopes, fears, and opportunities. In this position, we have the Four of Wands in the reverse state. This is Spirit saying, don't basically put doubt in the equation right now. What we see here is the opportunity for a higher partnership. Be it friend, love, or business, it's good. This is worth waiting for. Just because it didn't come through in the past or it hasn't come through yet doesn't mean that it isn't going to. So what you're going to say to the universe now is, I am ready to receive this. I no longer have doubt or fear. I know that everything happens in proper time, but let that time be now. I'm actually quite ready. Show me and let me be prepared to receive this synchronicity. Be very proactive, be very positive, and project out the readiness and the preparation and the expectation that it's all going to come together. Also, this is about discernment. If you feel like there's a connection that's coming through, but it doesn't have this component, which is trust, fidelity, companionship, basically someone in it for the long haul, then you don't have to accept that. You want to make sure that you can get what you're looking for. It does look like you have all of the beginnings of that coming through right now. So one other thing that I would say here is don't rush it. Basically hold space for that and then measure this opportunity and see, is it kind of matching? It looks pretty good in the outcome. I have to say we have a card of empowerment here. The Emperor is coming through to, again, echo what we saw with the Hermit card, which is wisdom and experience. It's a card of power and empowerment, as we saw with the Father card here. It's divine masculine, and it's showing you that if you want to do something, now is the time. You have the key, you have the capacity, and if you choose to make that first step, it could be like I saw in my dreams, and it's one where instead of having to like walk step by step, it could be like a gigantic leap, and it could take you far beyond what you ever expected, okay? So don't be afraid to take the initiative. It looks like it's a month where things pay off. One last thing, and we'll talk about this in love, but the partnership energy that we saw this connected to means that you're pulling in kind of an old soul here, or someone whose age and energy are not what you expect. So someone who's older that looks and acts young, or someone who's younger that has the wisdom of someone who's lived many lifetimes. So be open to that when you're looking at the partnerships. We'll talk more about it when we look at love in a few moments. Now we're perfectly kind of transitioning into the expanded portion where I look at health, wealth, love, and destiny, beginning with the foundation of everything in your life, your health. And this comprises mind, body, and spirit, of course. I'm going to look at energy here. So if anything is going on with your health or your money, you'll work with an expert. But let's look at the energy and see what opportunities are coming through. So in health, it says, I see this from a higher perspective, or just see this from a higher perspective. It's more of almost like a command from spirit. And what did I actually see in dreams? The ability to float up above with those magic shoes. Wouldn't it be nice if we could get those magic shoes? But astral projection, actually, almost every day I take a hike if I can so that I can see things from a different vantage point. Last night I was able to look at the beautiful supermoon that happened in Los Angeles. And as I was coming down from the hike, I saw it rising up, the moonrise basically, and it was so beautiful. And I thought it's nice to get away from all of the work, all of the deadlines, all of the sort of distraction, and see the larger world around us. Do that in your own life. So it's not just about taking a hike. It's also about looking at how far you've worked to accomplish things, whether it's in school or in creating and raising a family or in just personal development. Celebrate your progress today. Get that vantage point, and that will help you put everything else, particularly this Three of Swords energy, into perspective. All right, let's take a look now at the cards, just generally speaking, and seeing what health messages come through. For some of you, you're actually looking at what's happened in your family, genetically speaking. So if there's predispositions for certain types of health challenges, you're going to do your best to not repeat history there, right? For some of you also, you might be becoming a parent here because we have two divine masculine cards. I also saw, actually not this one, but when I was looking at the Queen of Cups, we saw all the children here. This card also connected with fertility. So there could be first-time parents that are starting to look at things, maybe even like, genetics and family predispositions for things, just to make sure that you're ready and you're doing that proper preparation work. Three of Swords, making sure that when it comes to your own happiness and well-being, that you're taking care of. You're taking care of yourself. And that was where the Four of Swords came through. Make sure you're getting enough rest, and make sure that you're able to put something to rest. And this is where you might need some help in talking through something with someone. The rest of the cards look pretty good, folks, for health, I have to say. This is a time where your research is going to be really important. So if you need to get a second opinion or you want to read up on something, do it. We also see this really highly attuned energy with your body. So you may feel something before even a doctor is able to pick up on it. So focus on your own connection to your health and well-being. You're going to be able to steer it in the right direction. And this is a time where it might really be advantageous to spend time with people. These are all people cards here. Queen of Cups, Lovers, and the Four of Wands. Even the Ace of Cups is the promise or the desire to connect with others. So I think this is a good time to just get out there and network a little bit and see if that doesn't help you out. Healing is the main thing that came through. This can also be literally read as taking care of your heart. So for those of you that do have a genetic predisposition to high blood pressure, cholesterol, heart disease, all of that, you definitely want to work with your doctor and just work on your general health so that you can change the patterns. And that's what we saw here. It's like the difference between you and your family is black and white. So you're going to be able to completely rewrite some of those familial or ancestral things, okay? And that's everything for health. It's actually pretty manageable this month. Let's move on to wealth, which is your resources, your life purpose, and your general career trajectory. This is where we got probably a little bit more information than we did with health. The Sun, which is a birthing card, and the Shaman, which is a manifestation card. Let's focus first on the latent energy, kind of counter to how I would normally do this, but we have the Sun in reverse, which is basically this little baby in tarot coming through and saying, I'm ready. Are you ready? Because I want to get out there. I want to see the world. So some of you are, as we also saw with the Queen of Cups card, you're sitting on an idea, and that sort of intuitive zygote of an idea wants to get out there and see the world. So when you're ready to do that, also a component of that is success and happiness. Don't deny yourself that opportunity to experience it. This is a time to release something that you might be holding on to, and in doing so, create some momentum, some happiness, possibly bringing in some great energy in your life as well. Because in many decks, this is the Lovers as well. Like you would see two people embracing or kissing in front of the sun. So people are drawn to your work, to your communication, to you working your magic. And that is why we have the Magician or the Shaman on top of this. It says, trust in higher forces. I also really want you to lean into positive and affirmative thoughts. There is no room this month to put energy into fear, doubt, or anxiety. When that happens, lean on an expert to help you see the bigger picture and the higher perspective. These two go hand in hand. So from the higher perspective comes a faith in higher forces, aka the powers that be, synchronicities. And once you do that, then you start to become the sun too. Not only is it the baby, but it's also one of the strongest cards, because think of what our sun does. It holds everything together. So this is your chance to lean on your own ability to be the support system you seek, to trust in your power and to use your power in a positive way. That's what a magician does. As above, so below. They're going to channel that energy. And this is the source. So this is your chance to really connect with source and do something amazing. Launch a project, for instance. Let's take a look at the cards here and see what's going on. I like to try to represent everybody. I'm going to look at the folks that are already working, and then we can look at the other types of energy, whether you're studying or retired, etc. If you're already working, it's a great month. It's a fantastic month. There is an unexpected opportunity that's opening up. Some of you might have to decide if you want to move, if you want to take a transfer. There's also a chance to go bigger than you imagined. And there's a question, how big do we want to take this? Like if you have a restaurant, you could franchise it, for instance. So there's an expansion question here. And there's a little bit of limiting thoughts or doubt that are kind of entering in. There's a chance for some of you to partner up with someone in business. If you're looking, we'll talk more about this in a second, but if you're looking to expand or looking for work, it could also come from someone that you trust. For many of you, there is still some wounds that you're licking from the past where something didn't work out. It is certainly not in the future, but there is something that needs to be dealt with here in letting it go and seeing the possibilities. I love that the seer here is really about seeing beyond the pain or the past. And you're doing a lot of internal work and research that's opening up all this beautiful abundance. It's a great time to be working, and it's a great opportunity for you to expand and explore. If you can't find what you're looking for, you definitely should talk about this, by the way. So if you need or want advancement or more money or more resources, communicate it in the best way possible. Do it from a heart-centric point of view. And if you're not receiving it, someone else will recognize that based on what we're seeing this month. So it's a chance for you to spread your feelers a little bit and see what else is out there. All right. Switching over to those of you that are studying and learning and deciding maybe what the next chapter in your life will look like. You really want to make sure that it makes you happy. That's the only thing I care about really, is your fulfillment. Does it satisfy the heart space? If it does, the world opens up to you. Opportunities and other like-minded and passionate people will enter into your life. The heart will be your compass. And this is a chance for you maybe even to create a path that doesn't exist yet. What I'm doing for a career now, it wasn't around when I was a kid because technology is changing things. Now AI would be something that's changing the future. There's always going to be the next big thing. Stay on top of stuff. Think about how you can navigate some of those changes and embrace new technologies. For me, it was the web, because it was generally pretty new when I was starting, and I embraced it when other people were afraid of it. So embrace the new and evolving technologies and see what they might yield. And definitely network and talk to other people. This is like best friends, this is a community, and you might get some really good insights from people outside of school or family. For those of you that are retired, unemployed, or just generally not focused on career, it's all about people and passion. So if you have the resources to do what you want, now is a time to share the knowledge, share the passion, maybe start up a class, or maybe you're going to do some sort of mentorship or teaching thing. And also, we have self-employment coming through for everybody with the Emperor card. And for some of you, you've done so much work that people are going to see you as a source of insight, of inspiration, of power. So this is a great time to do that. Let's just say the sky is the limit with these two cards put together and with everything else that I've seen. It's shaping up to be a fantastic month ahead. And please keep me posted in the comments what you're going through when it comes to work, school, and extracurriculars, because this is a time where the dust should settle and you should be able to open up some new doors. All right, let's move on into the energy of love. We have Mary Magdalene, divine feminine energy coming through here. The teacher awakens. This particular card can be used for all relationship types. It says you have something important to share. Follow that inner call. Don't let anything stop you. Amen to that. And this is perfectly aligned to what we talked about at the beginning. There may be a perceived delay in front of you. Someone may try to take away that magic ability for you to communicate or get something done. But guess what? It's not going to happen. And why isn't it going to happen? Because you have something that's worth hearing, and the universe is going to find a new channel. Not only that, but I saw partnership being a really important piece to that. So this is a month where a best friend, a coworker, a colleague, your business partner, whomever has your back, they're going to step forward too and say no. Or this is a time where you can ask for that help if you need it. So definitely lean into partnerships. Even though we're looking at love, that's going to be an important piece. Maybe talk more to the people that are closest to you about what's going on. And we'll get into that now, because the Hermit is at the center. And I think transparency and openness is going to be really important. Let's break it down into 3 different categories: those in love, looking for love, or single and happy. And let's see what's coming through. For those that are in a loving relationship, I have great news. It feels like there's more of the same. I'll look at if there's any potential challenges, but for those that are already in a really healthy and stable one, we have, Queen of Cups, Ace of Cups, Lovers, and Four of Wands. So more of the same. Where are the challenges in all relationships? It's pretty easy to see. For some of you, you might be going through something and you're keeping it within, because the Hermit is secretive, and the Three of Swords is personal, and the Two of Swords is blindfolded. So blindfolded, hooded, it's literally called the hooded man here. It's like keeping pain within. If it's a true partnership, you've got to let the pain out. You don't have to specifically push it at the partner, but you have to let them know that you're hurting. They can help you then find the support that you need. And there's a lot of love and a lot of support. So if you are feeling intense feelings, talk to the people around you, lean on the support systems around you, and things will start to move in a more positive place. There could also be something that was under the surface and now it's coming to the light of day, something you never knew about, and that could be upsetting, or it could be triggering. There could be an old wound that comes back and you thought you dealt with everything, but something brought it back, and it looks like it's going to be manageable, folks, as long as the partnership energy is there. This is definitely an important time to talk about money and also the speed with which things are happening in your life. Maybe things are happening too fast or too slow. So talk to your partner about that. And I feel like you can navigate it, honestly. The only other thing is validating their emotions and feelings. Two of Swords is being seen, is not being seen. The reversal of this is acknowledging and saying, thank you for all that you do. It made my day, something like that. Okay? Very manageable this month, as long as communication is open and as long as the pain or whatever it is beneath the surface is dealt with. Some of you, this is also just showing you've done a great job working on this together, because this is something that has come to pass. This is a brand new day, and everything here is positive. So I think you're ready to turn a new corner, and I think things are going in a great direction. And it looks like relationships could just go deeper. If you're not yet married, there could be a proposal. Page of Pentacles is someone offering you something. The Forest Lovers, the lovers is that love. Four of Wands, same thing. Again, there could be something around the timing, speeding, or placement of this announcement that may be unexpected, but it looks like it could be good. All right. If you're single and looking for love this month, can you find it? Absolutely. It could be right under your nose. There could be someone right around you that's interested. You could be, it would be advantageous, I would say, to talk to your friends, go to a party. Maybe if they're even trying to set you up with someone, you could try that. We're seeing friends working in your favor here and helping you connect. And the main thing here is making sure that you're both on the same page with how serious it gets and how quickly it gets serious. We talked a little bit about that earlier. Don't rush it. Hold out what you're looking for and see if that person meets you on the same energy. And I think that's going to be the best way to look at that. Who you're trying to connect with may be not necessarily from the same city or same culture or background. So there's a more worldly vibe to this new partnership. And even in existing partnerships, there could be a blending of cultures or a blending of two very different people, but it looks nice from what I can see here. The Emperor is also someone who, like I said, is either, especially when we connect it with the Sun card here and some of the youthful energy that I was picking up on when I looked at the Queen of Cups and all of that, this could be someone who, again, it doesn't look like their age, doesn't act their age, is wiser than their years, or acts younger than their actual years. Either way, it looks like as long as it feels good, it's right for you, okay? At the end of the day, it should feel right. If you're happily single, you still have a ton of networking opportunities here that are coming through. Lots of people that you can meet this month, and a lot that you can do with business and personal development. It's just kind of like off the charts this month. The only thing that all of you need to deal with this month is healing something from the past, releasing something from the past. Okay, but it looks like there's a lot of resources to do that. So I'm cautiously optimistic. Mary Magdalene is also about, so we had the paternal energy here with the father, now we have the mother here. And so this is also just about connecting with wounds of the past, especially when it comes to parents and saying, I'm sorry, or letting it go, or forgiving yourself, or nurturing yourself. Okay. Now let's move on to your destiny card. We have the cheetah reversed and it's saying, not so fast. So this is another cat. We already had the links coming through here, and this was coming through for you. There could be the need to slow down to make sure that someone else can connect with you. There could also be a need to slow down because you're tired. The cool thing with the cheetah is it can make up for lost time. So I like to look at the cheetah here as a knight. And if we just saw, this is the Knight of Pentacles, this is the Knight of Swords, which I talked about earlier. I said Mercury will catch up no matter what. Sometimes you need to slow down in communication and in listening. So we're going to assign the cheetah with like that sort of Knight of Swords energy because it can go as fast as it wants. So slow down and get your bearings. Also clarify your understanding of a situation. If you do that, you'll save time later. So the time spent pausing and clarifying will help you down the road kind of hit the turbo button and go, 100 times faster. So that's my take on that. Let's go ahead now and go to a more expansive view looking at sun, rising, and moon messages. So for any of you that are looking for specific placements, this will help you out. We'll give the cards a shuffle and see what's coming through. Sun, rising, and moon. All right, let's take a look at sun sign messages. I pulled both the traditional Rider-Waite-Smith and this card that I pulled from the Wildwood just for comparison. I really love the modern interpretation because we see an archer who's not using all of their bows and arrows. They're really deciding what makes sense. So how does this differ from the Rider-Waite-Smith card? Well, we can see in Rider-Waite-Smith that there's competition, there's doubling of efforts, sometimes there's a lack of vision, and as a result, there's wasted time, energy, and resources. So you want to really lean into the leadership energy that we're seeing here and not focus so much on competing, comparing, or just feeling like you're spinning your wheels. Remember that you got the Emperor in the outcome, so this is a very take charge sort of month, so don't be afraid to, again, step into that leadership position. We also have a cheetah card in reverse. So if you need to impart the advantage of slowing down and clarifying communication, now is the time to do it. And at the end of the day, this is going to save a lot of time, energy, and possibly even money. As we take a look at the rising message here for Aries, rising and ascendant, we have the King of Swords. This is such a fantastic card to get because it's showing how effective your communication is, what a great leader you are, all of the things that we've actually talked about already. Plus we have that bird's eye perspective where we saw get the higher perspective. So this is about making sure that you take a moment to take a step back before communicating, before acting, and in doing so, you will empower those communications and actions, which will, as a result, kind of let you go to great heights, possibly even breaking through a glass ceiling. It's a really good time to launch, announce, or create something, especially for Aries rising and ascendant. This is kind of a magical card to come through for you. Let's move on now to Aries moon. We have the Eight of Cups. It's a return to form for some of you, going back and reconnecting with a part of your life, perhaps rekindling something. This is a chance to do something right if you didn't do it before, second chances. It's a reunion card, and as it says here also, it's a rebirthing card. So you could take a moment to review the things in your life that you've done so far and think, am I happy with that? Do I wish I could change this? Is there something I thought I would do and I didn't do? If so, why am I not doing it? This is a chance to make and break a cycle. This is a chance to return to something. It's a second chance card. All of those things are available to you. Decide what's most important in this moment in time. One final note with that, if you're really busy and you need to take a break, do that before making a major decision, especially if you want to quit or walk away from something. The Eight of Cups is always about getting perspective and making sure that you're seeing all the opportunities and also potentially the source of the stress or whatever's going on. Okay, let's go ahead now and move to one of my favorite portions, the final card. I've done my best today to look at everything that's coming through for your sign. Invariably, there's always one more thing that's going on or a question that's very specific to you. So I'd like you to meditate on that question. I'm going to shuffle the cards and we'll see what the final answer is to your final question. And we received the Mirror. This has to be one of the most unusual and unique interpretations of the Hanged Man that I've seen. Just to refresh your memory, here's your traditional hanged man, someone hanging upside down from a tree, waiting for knowledge, inspiration, and the right moment. This reflective quality of the Mirror card is saying that we really need to make sure that we're not projecting out something that we don't need or want. So fears or anxieties can project that we're seeing through the illusions, because the moon itself represents a reflection of reality, not reality itself. So we're looking through, I mentioned there could be an illusion in front of you. The ability to see through that illusion is going to be key. So you're going to remove the veil or the lens of fear. You're going to look through illusions that might be around you. And then if we get into the traditional energy of the Hanged Man, it's saying, wait a moment. So for those of you that are asking, should I do this? It's saying, wait a second, get some more information. The whole reason that the Hanged Man is hanging upside down is to learn the secret of the runes. Research, integration, absorbing all of this before making a decision. So if you can buy yourself a little bit of time, whether it's a couple days, couple weeks, probably would be advantageous on this. It's not a no, it's just a not yet. And it's saying don't rush through something. There may be a better path. There may be an obvious thing that you haven't seen. Get that perspective first, then take that necessary path, okay? So you're exactly where you need to be right now. That's basically what this is saying. And the Mirror wants you to look also, if we're just interpreting this card, at what you see when you're looking at yourself and your life. Are you happy and satisfied with that? We talked a little bit about that when I was looking at the moon energy this month for Aries. So looking at all parts of your life, is there anything where you wish you could do more? Are you also seeing your full worth? All of these things are going to help you. I also see a funeral pyre in this particular illustration, which represents something coming to pass, almost like a Six of Swords meshed with the Death card. So allow something to finish before you start something new. That way you can have a clean slate. All right, everybody, I hope you enjoyed this. This was a magical reading today. Everything was really positive, particularly when we were looking at relationships and personal growth. If this resonated in any way, shape, or form, do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. It lets me know that this is the type of video that you enjoy. It also helps other people find this on YouTube. To make sure that you don't miss any future videos, hit the bell icon and also subscribe. You can also join me across social media. It's always my full name at Nicholas Ashbaugh on all the major platforms. If you're ever in doubt, you can go to the website or my main page here on YouTube. All of the links are listed there. As a quick reminder and a way to kind of see the illusionist out there, remember that I don't offer a private reading. I'll never ask for money, and I don't use direct messages. Anybody doing that is absolutely a fake. Please block, report, and let me know. If you'd like to show some support, you can do that through super stickers, super chats, super thanks, and memberships. All optional, but they do help the channel, so thank you so much. Additionally, if you want to make sure that you see my new videos, I post new ones every Monday, Thursday, and Friday, and I do live streams every weekend at 9 a.m. Pacific time on Sunday. Again, opting into notifications will help you make sure that you don't miss it. Plus, I also do daily card readings. Thank you again for showing up today, spending some time with me. I know you have a lot of choices here on YouTube. Your support makes everything that you see here possible. So from the bottom of my heart, I just want to wish you the best, not only today, but in the month and the year ahead. Take care. Bye-bye.